I do some practicing. I'm going to practice with a racket, acceleration, and right now I'm using just an old High Point Davis, Tad Davis. I don't know if you remember those rackets, and I'm just practicing swinging it and shadow swinging. So rackets up tip, okay, you say skip, and then whip, okay? And so what I do to practice a lot of times, what I do is I use magnets. And I'll place these magnets in the old rackets. The sweet spot used to be in the center. You got newer rackets, they're off to the side a little bit more, the power zone. And so when you think about practicing, I put these two weights on, they're not attached, and I just swing slowly, let the racket just flow. And it's added maybe a half a pound maybe, and therefore, you know, half pound's quite a bit when you're swinging a racket. And so some people like the rackets heavy, and I just practice swinging, let that racket, the feel of it, relax, let the racket, you know, just swing. And let it just relax and not be tight. Don't hold your racket. Don't want to hold your racket tight, but just practicing loose and doing some shadow swinging with some weights on. And so if I want to, I can move the weights all around. On this racket here, which I have different rackets, I have a head cover with a T2000 with some weights attached in the middle here. And this is about 2 pounds now. And I'm practicing swings. And so I'm going to practice and just relax and let that racket head flow right through. I can practice forehand, I can practice backhand, and so just want to let that racket flow. Maybe two hands would be better because it flows better. One hand I tend to stop. I think if you're practicing, practice two hands. You know, it's a heavier weight, and just practice. It's a great way of practicing shadow swinging with a couple weights. On this one here, I had the weight to the middle. The ball's attached to the middle here, and now I'm just practicing swinging, and I can feel the weight. I can do it right-handed or left-handed. Whatever I do right-handed, I always want to do left-handed. I like to create it prevents injuries when you exercise both sides of your body. I mean, I joke with there's a guy that has a big upper body built, but he hasn't done much work in his calves. So I think he should be well-rounded, play both right-handed and left-handed. And you say, well, I can't play left-handed. Yes, you can. You're going to build up some strength, you know. You're going to learn how to, you know, build up your strength on both sides of your body, and that'll help you prevent yourself from being injured. And so I don't hear much about that. But a lot of injuries come because you're building up one side of the body and you're not building up the other side of the body. So here I'm practicing with the weight in the middle and the ball, and it's just a little contraption I made, and then I can practice. The next one I have is more at the center or at the top. And this one here, I can practice serving. And so what I do is I just practice with the weight, and then I just practice. Now, if you're doing this at the house, make sure that you're not hitting the ceiling or hitting a lamp or something like that. You know, your wife or your mom will get real angry with you. And so here I'm practicing with weights. I put the weight at the top, okay? And so when you practice serving, just let it flow and just get real relaxed. And I encourage you to do both right-handed and left-handed. It doesn't have to be fast, but I want you to do it relaxed. And you're building up strength. And so like I did, I started off in the beginning with talking about weights. I have some weights, and I like to use old rackets. I have quite a few old rackets. So if you're looking for an old racket, give me a call. I probably can find it for you. And I have it in the center, and what I'm doing is I'm just practicing real smooth, relax. And so it's important that you relax when you practice shadow swinging. And I like to use the weights because the fact that adds, you know, that strengthening, you know. I like to use some weights in order to build up my strength, okay? And so, and it helps me shadow swing. So, a couple tips, okay? When you're using these weights, relax and do it on right-handed, and then do it left-handed. Do a two-handed backhand, as well as maybe a two-handed forehand. And so, just like I said, you know, like my little towel says right there, if you can see it, it says relax. Relax when you hit. And so, when you hit, just relax. Relax when you hit, and encourage you to practice. And this is how I like to use weights. These are magnets, by the way. I can take them off. I can attach it to anywhere I want on the racket. I could raise it to the top, up here to the side. Now, if you start swinging faster, then you have to find some way. You have a bolt that you attach these magnets to. Otherwise, the magnets are going to go flying. Okay, especially when you speed up the acceleration, these magnets could fly, and then you're going to break in a window, putting a hole in the wall, and so you want to be careful. Just relax when you're hitting, or when you're, you know, shadow swinging. And so if you have any, if you hope you like this tip, and wish I could say give me a thumbs up, okay? And so I'm always trying to find creative ways that I can practice and improve tennis. And it's a long winter in Wisconsin. That's the bummer, but it's fun to be able to practice indoors.